the permission reset, and the second life bucket. Let's get into this episode of the Second Life series where we are talking about permission reset, which is all about resetting your mindset in preparation for our second life planning and establishing our second life bucket. Let's get into it. I'm so excited because I told you guys by the time this next episode comes up, the second life planning guide will be available, and it is! Okay, so let's get into the very first part of this that I want to talk about, which is the permission reset, okay? I've gone through the second life planning guide and I have started to dive into the permission reset, and I'm going to give you just a little bit of what the permission reset is and talk about it so that when you get your planning guide, you kind of already have an idea of what you're diving into initially, okay? So the first thing we need to do before we start diving into our second life planning is we need to let go of who we have had to be in our current lives and careers, all right? So the purpose of the permission reset is, like I said, letting go of who you had to be. It is to help women release the guilt, obligation, and outdated definitions of success before we start planning our next chapter. So with that being said, the very first prompt in the permission reset is the truth inventory, okay? The truth inventory, it asks you to complete the following sentences. I'm not going to reveal all of it, okay? You will see it when you get the planning guide, but I'm going to share with you what I have started to do and identify in completing the truth inventory. The first 3 questions, I'm going to share with you what I wrote, okay? So this first one says, complete these sentences honestly. After all these years of working, giving, and showing up, I am tired of blank. And what I filled in the blank with saying is not owning my own time. That is so important for me in my second life because I want to own my own time. I want to get up and have my slow mornings, which include my stretching, my matcha, or my coffee, whichever I decide. Me moving at my own pace and picking up work, whatever that may be for me, at my own timing. Not what I'm currently doing, which is waking up to an alarm clock at 5 a.m. to try to be out the house and be at work by 7:30 or 8, whatever I decide, and then being at work for 9 hours of my day, coming home and being pressed to do what I need to do then for a family. I do not want that chaos and complication or stress in my second life, okay? So I want to own my own time. That is so important for me. Second one is, what I no longer want my life to require from me is, and I put, once again, moving at someone else's pace, spending my day working to fulfill someone else's priorities. My second life is going to be all about my goals, my priorities, fulfilling what I want to fulfill according to the tasks that I have laid out for myself, according to what my business or whatever my second life requirements are for myself. That is what I'm going to be prioritizing. And when I prioritize that, I'm going to be deciding myself what I want to give my time and energy to and effort to, and what that's going to look like for me. It's not going to be the hustle and bustle and the grind that it has been for the last 20 something years. So I'm going to share the last question is, and it says, I secretly want my next chapter to feel more like, and I put, like I am in control, like I'm setting the priorities, like the fulfillment will serve my goals and priorities, not someone else's. So all of that is in alignment, and they align together, and it aligns with my overall goal for my second life. So like I said, this permission reset is the start of the planning guide, and we have to give ourselves permission to reset how we think about seeing ourselves in our second chapter and how we currently see ourselves, and how we no longer want that. It is no longer gonna serve us in our second life. So we need to start shifting that mindset now in order to be that person by the time 2031 comes around. Because if we don't practice it, if we don't walk in it, if we don't become it, by the time 2031 gets here, we'll be still in practice mode and trying to figure it out. We will not be able to settle into who we have already claimed that we are. We will not be able to settle into that and see it for ourselves because we have not shifted the mindset. We haven't practiced it. We haven't walked in it. We haven't giving ourselves permission to be it. And that is the goal. So I'm super, super excited to continue to go through the permission reset, which is a part one of the planning guide. And I think that is already, I feel somewhat of a shift, because I'm looking at coming into the new year, how I would like to show up, how I would like to present myself in 2021, the level of confidence, the level of ownership, like I said, of my own time, like the intention that I'm putting behind everything I do and everything that I am, everything that is a part of me. I would like to be so much more intentional about it. So resetting the mindset is key, I believe, to beginning anything we're doing. And it is perfect timing because it's the new year, and a perfect time to start resetting some things. I'm not saying we are overhauling who we are. We're going to just dive right into this strenuous change. That's not the case. We are just starting to we are giving ourselves permission to start the reset. And as we start this reset to, like I said, live in it, walk in it, and become it. That's the overall goal. So I'm so excited, like I said, to continue to go through the permission reset. Let's dive into the second thing that we need to talk about, which is the establishment of the second life bucket. So I have not talked a lot about money and what role money is going to play in our second life. And clearly we know we need to have bags, okay? We're retiring, we're stepping away from our day-to-day lives and career, or day-to-day jobs and careers. We need to have our money right. So it is January, the beginning of January, and I have decided that I'm going to do a no buy January, okay? Now, let's talk about what this is going to look like and feel like for me. And then drop me a comment first if you are willing to join the challenge. Now, I'm going to tell you how it's going to look for me, and then you can determine how you want it to look for you. But just let me know below if you're going to join the challenge. It is a no buy January challenge, okay? That means not buying any clothes, bags, shoes. Of course, you need the essentials. Like, you gotta eat, you gotta, the essential stuffs, okay? Stuff you have to shop for, your hygiene stuff, whatever the things are that you absolutely need. But clothes, bags, shoes, we don't need that, okay? So what is going to look like for me, because the goal is, like I said, establishing the 2031, the bucket, the second life bucket of money, all right? So this means that I would like to have money to put away into the second life bucket. And this is just the foundation. This is creating the foundation, all right? So that means that any excess money that I will get, I will put it into the second life bucket. And with this no buy January, I am going to, throughout January, I'm sure I'm going to see pieces that I would like to add to my wardrobe intentionally, things that I think that would be perfectly suited in my wardrobe, that would serve me, that would be a workhorse in my current wardrobe. I'm going to see those things throughout the month. I'm going to create a list, and I'm going to put all of those things that I may see or encounter or want on this list. My budget is going to be $500, okay? So this means that at the end of January, because I'm claiming I'm going to complete this challenge successfully, and at the end of January, when I decide, or when I look at the list of things that I have put aside and not purchased, the excess money, one, will go into the second life bucket, and then two, I will reward myself. And rewarding myself is going to be, like I said, no more than $500. And I'm going to pick something off of that list that equates to $500 or less and reward myself with completing the January challenge. And my overall goal would be is to continue that cycle every month, so that every month my second life bucket is growing. I am shopping with intention, and I am minimizing. So, well, shopping with intention is the overall goal, okay? I am the chic minimalist. And so if you have not seen any of my style content, go check out some of the videos. I'm absolutely the chic minimalist, and the goal is to, one, shop my own closet, but two, it's not about the trends for me. It's not about any of the style faves that we see the girlies wearing. Those are all great. It's all cute, and to each their own. But for me, I would like to be much more conscious, much more intentional about what I add to my wardrobe, because I just don't want a bunch of stuff in my closet. And I want to be able to mix and match and enjoy the pieces that I have, not surrounding trends, but my style to be my own. So that's the goal. So like I said, we are able to establish the Second Life bucket and build grow that foundation. And then secondly, we are shopping with intention and not just adding random things that we see just because we like it or we just feel like we need to have it. So that is the goal of establishing the Second Life bucket. And we'll talk more about this, and I will create more challenges around growing the Second Life bucket, but the goal right now is to establish it, okay? Because we're gonna have a lot more conversations surrounding money and how to prepare to have bags when we get ready to retire. So that is so important, and I'm so excited that, like I said, the Second Life Planning Guide is here. I'm diving in, and I'm hoping that you are diving in with me. If you have not caught up on why this series exists, what I'm doing here, why I'm sharing this journey, go catch up and watch the first episode, which explains all of that. It explains the why. It brings us together as to what's happening here and brings you to the current moment. So go check that out. And if you are, into style and you want to see what I mean by shopping intentionally, and I created the easy outfit edit, those type of style content is currently on the page as well. So go check that stuff out, because style is also going to be a very big part of how we show up in our second life. That's not going away. So we will talk all of that stuff, incorporate all of that stuff, because our second life it's going to be so lit. And it is important that we are intentional and that we plan for it, because it's going to be great. And it's the start of 2026, the perfect time to dive into your planning, your preparation, and start to become who we are trying to become in our second life. So, like I said, I hope this resonated with you. I hope that you are excited about planning your second life. If you know anybody that would love to, follow this journey along with us, love to be on the journey with us, tag them. Don't forget to like and comment and subscribe, because the next video will be out on Thursday. Just stay in tune, stay connected. I will drop gems too in the community tab, which I just started posting in there. So I'm hoping that this builds community, and that the community that we're building, we grow together and we establish our plan together. And by the time our end dates come for our second life to start, we will be so ready, and we can celebrate each other. We can talk about it. We can share lessons learned. We can have all the fun, and we can celebrate ourselves in such a big way. So like I said, go catch up on any of the episodes that you have not seen. Check out the style content. The Second Life series is going to be dropping. I'm going to do it every Thursday. The videos will drop. So stay tuned, stay connected, and the Second Life Planning Guide is going to be linked in the description below. Grab that if you're ready to get on this journey and skyrocket. So until next time, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and let me know if you're joining the No Buy January challenge. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.